And when you were growing up, was it your dad that was in the military?
Yeah.
What kind of communication did you have with him when he was...
Back then?
Yeah.
Nothing, really. I mean, letters. He was in Vietnam twice, once in the 60s and once from 70, 71, and all I remember ever communicating with him was through regular snail mail. We used to have, it was almost like a, what do they call the ham radios? But it wasn't ham radios. They could do a radio relay for real, like, emergencies.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the times when my grandfather died when my dad was deployed and he called back, I remember calling back through like a satellite, or not satellite, like a ham radio type feed, and they linked it into the telephone line. But I don't remember how that worked.
Communication that you have, like, in present day are, like, adequate? Do you believe they can do any more?
I think it's come a long way. You know, for a guy that's my generation, I think it's huge. I'll give you a good example. When I was stationed in Korea for 2 years, from 90 to 92, it was snail mail. That was the only way to really communicate, because you couldn't call even because it was just outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
So it was too expensive to call. And so when I went to Korea for 2 years, I really felt like I was out of touch, displaced from my family. Whereas when I went back, I was stationed back there in 2004 to 2006, where you had email, you could do very cheap phone calls. I felt very much connected to what was going on back at home. Same thing like when I was...
Explain the method of how you communicate with your family while you were overseas.
Primarily I used the internet through email.
And how's it set up through the military? Did they do anything to help you out, or it's pretty much just...
Yep, they have tents. Well, it depends what location you are. Some locations you just can't reach out to family, but some of the more established places, they have tents with internet connections where you can do Skype, you can do Facebook, you can do Gmail, and then some of the chaplains actually videotape family members talking, and then they'll take that videotape and send it back home so so fathers can read to their children and things like that.
Do you have any suggestions to improve the communication?
I think the military is going to have to get around to its own social network, like its own Facebook.